All right, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Prayer and Share for tonight. It is, let's see, it is, Tuesday, August the 6th, 2024. And we are happy that you are here and so glad that you can be a part of what we're doing here on Prayer and Share.
Well, it won't let me.
Uh, Try over there and edit privacy. There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Hey, we're cooking tonight. Well, I turned this a little bit sideways because with the camera straight on us, the I don't know why it was different than normal, but the window was really bright in the background. So
Oh, you even closed the curtains
I
back.
tried to close the curtains and see if that helped, and it didn't. So you're going to get a little bit different look tonight, and
Well,
so.
see, you can see even more of my beautiful
Well, and
Pioneer Woman stuff.
I thought you probably wouldn't mind seeing more Pioneer Woman stuff.
Absolutely.
And let's, um, as people come in, if you would let us know where you are watching from. It's obviously live on both. And let's, yeah, there we are. There we are. And hopefully people will find us because right now it doesn't look like we've got many people on. Somebody is on Prayer and Share. Again, uh, trying new things out. I know people don't like change and they get irritated with change. And so, actually, there's somebody on Prayer and Share and there's somebody on yours. So,
Well, that may be me.
well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Ah, Macbeth.
Her kitchen stove. Is there something on our background that
I'm not sure.
so
I don't know what that means, Beth.
um, down in the corner, I made it a little bit smaller so it doesn't take up lots of space. It's not scrolling. I'm
Thank goodness.
trying to be, you know,
Ah, she's cooking while she's watching. She's a multitasker.
oh, where's she watching from? Her kitchen.
Ah, there we go.
I
You
get
were
it.
slow on
Yeah.
that draw right there.
I actually meant,
Ah, there's Bill and Tanya.
I actually meant whether you're watching on Amy's page or Prayer and Share page or something else.
See, I tell him all the time, you have to be specific.
Well,
And he is never specific. So then he gets questions like that or answers like that. My kitchen stove.
yeah, well, and
You get what you ask for.
Yeah, that's true. I got what I asked for.
You get what you get.
And
Well, see, I'm not going to like this because I can't reply to once, but I can't hit something and then reply.
no, you just have to send it to everybody. Or you.
That's where I revert back to the phone,
Yeah,
what I'm used to. Because I would just look really stupid typing something out because I'm like not a typist. I'd be like sitting over here doing this. On the phone, I don't look near as dumb because y'all can't see how dumb I look on my phone. Oh, that look. Y'all don't know what you just did, but
shut off the closed caption.
There you go.
I think that the closed caption is on the other end. I don't think that is on ours.
Oh, yeah, I see it too.
Let me see. Let me see.
He stole my phone, so I'll have to be doing this.
Yeah, you will.
I agree. The closed caption is
well, yeah, because it doesn't always be accurate because that one said, "Oh, we."
Is Is it in the settings on here?
Um,
I'm not about to click on it because I'll be like setting off like atomic bombs and stuff.
Man, there is always something I don't have the answer for. I wish I had the answer to all things.
Well, there he goes, thinking he's Jesus again.
No. It, captions are auto-generated.
Well, that ain't good.
That's last time. Well. It's got to be something.
Can you go to that where it says settings and see if you can go in there and take it off?
Settings, camera, audio, virtual background, recording,
Because that is irritating.
layouts.
But yeah, I agree. It covers everything. You can't.
Guests, general. Camera. Well, if you want me to do this,
In the meantime,
yes, you got to talk so I can find.
We've accomplished absolutely not a whole lot today. We went and saw his mom. We got a report that she was extremely listless and not doing much. And we got there and we got another report before we got out of the parking lot that says she was wide awake and alert. And we got inside and she was kind of halfway between the two. But she had just gotten a bath, and so she was tired and was a little uncomfortable. But she was talking and awake, and she wants a candy bar.
Or two or three.
Or two or three. She said she wants a Kit Kat candy bar.
She had not asked for anything since she's been, well, forever.
Right? Yeah.
Well, not forever, ever. She used to ask for things, but.
Well, that is not tonight's, but oh, there we are. Yeah, she wants a Kit Kat candy bar. So we're going to have to get her two or three because she said one or two or three.
Yes, she did.
And so if she's willing to eat them or try them, we're willing to take them to her. And I told her that we would get those to her.
Yeah. I didn't understand that.
Well, because we didn't talk to you.
Talking to you. It did that to me. Who do you want to call? I said, your mama. And it said, I don't have a listing for your mama.
Well, he called it stupid one day, and she said something about, I'm sorry that you think I'm stupid, but I'm working on getting smarter every day. It's funny when you get into an argument with your phone and she wins.
Yeah, she sometimes wins.
Yeah. So anyway, she was doing pretty decent when we got there.
She just was ready for her nap.
Yes, she was. They wore her out. The nurses had been in and well, they were aides and had given her a bath. And yesterday they were there and had flipped her more than a pancake because she doesn't like to turn on her sides and she wants to lay flat on her back all the time, and that causes some issues with skin breakdown and sores, and goodness knows she's got some.
Or skin, let's see.
Her coccyx has
excoriated.
Yes.
Excoriated coccyx.
Yes, absolutely. That's for us that are too stupid.
Yeah.
Ed and I grabbed our phone and started Googling excoriated.
And what does excoriated mean?
Oh, skin damage.
Skin damage.
Yeah, her skin was breaking down. So, her tailbone has a bed sore, which I don't know why you couldn't have just said that for all of us non-educated morons. But no, it had excoriated. So there you have it.
Well, guys, I am so sorry about the auto-generated captions. Uh, I will try to find an answer to that before Thursday. And it's just, oh, it's on the verge of being really, really, really good. And it's just not quite there yet. Let me see. That takes that off.
Absolutely. It made her look really, really smart and made us look really, really dumb. And so I think she was real proud of herself for that.
Yeah, but
And she
there was
wasn't-
only three of us there, and she didn't impress us two.
No, she really didn't. But she was like one of these very unpersonable, unfriendly women that thought she was impressing us when we're like looking at each other like, okay, are you done yet? Because if you are, you can go. We just wanted her to go away because she was really not a very personable person. Was she? She didn't have personality at all
Little to none.
and was just not friendly. So yeah, she didn't impress us at all. Littleton. It said Littleton when you said Littleton none. It said Littleton. There we go. Don't read the closed caption. Who knows what it's gonna say? Sorry, I'm so dry. Okay.
We saw your mom in the last few days.
Yeah.
See, I have a hard time remembering what we talked on Thursday or what we talked about at church on Sunday. I have that problem on Tuesdays.
We saw her on
Friday. So tell them about your mother.
Oh, I think we talked about that on I don't know.
Yeah, we said something on Sunday.
She's doing good. I mean, she's health-wise, physically, she's stable. Mentally, the dementia is just taking a toll. But she's doing okay. She's doing okay. We saw her earlier in the day, so the sundowners hadn't, kicked in and taken a major effect because she has sundowners pretty bad, where when the sun starts to go down or if it gets later in the evening, she gets real tired and it starts to get worse. But she's doing okay. And then on the way out, there was a lady walking down the hall in the other part, not in the memory care portion, but in the other part of the nursing home, and she was walking with an aide, and the lady stopped me and she said, "You forgot to pick up your cereal at my house." She said, "You need to stop past my house and get your cereal." And I said, "Oh, you are so right. I did forget to pick up my cereal." I said, "I will come past and get it." And the aide looks at me and she's like, she was so confused because I just went right along with this lady's story. And I think the aide was really doubting whether I literally had forgotten to pick up my cereal at this woman's house. Because I didn't even stop or say anything. I said, "You are so right, I forgot." And I think I had her completely confused. Don't you think?
I think so.
Because I just went right on with it, and the aide had no idea. She was just really taken back. Like, yeah, I'll come past and get it. So are you figuring out?
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
He's trying. So after we left the nursing home today, we came home and was absolutely worthless the rest of the day. I don't know about him. I think he's worked, but I was.
I had to get some things sent to someone that I've kind of been putting off, and so I got a little bit done. I really, really, really have to get some yard work done.
Well, it's way too hot.
And even early in the morning, it's been way hot. You know, I have to get up at sunrise, and the neighbors might not be happy if I'm out weed eating at 6 in the morning.
I can't imagine you getting up at 6 in the morning.
Well, they probably won't have to worry about
Yeah, I
that.
bet not. I bet not.
So let's see, what do I got going on here? We've got a video to play. I'm going to work on, when I share the screen, it being like a video or a picture or something like that, instead of words, because you said people have a hard time reading the words.
Oh, yeah, you can't see words at all. Oh,
So-
there's Megan.
Maggie,
Hey, Maggie. That's my favorite niece of all time.
I'm kind of mad at her.
Rotro.
The Cubs beat the Cardinals 3 out of 4.
Is it her fault?
Well, she's a Cubs fan.
Oh, well, Megan, how dare you? How dare you beat the Cardinals?
3 out of 4.
Hi, Maggie.
We love Maggie.
Absolutely.
So let's see how this
Sonia said, do it anyway, Ed.
do what anyway.
Yard work at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I guess I could.
Who is that?
That
David Spade?
actually, it is a trailer for the Ronald Reagan movie coming out.
So is that David
on
Spade?
No, Dennis Quaid. I
Oh, okay.
think. Ironically, it's Reagan, and it comes out on my birthday.
But also the ones deep underneath the water. I am about to start the biggest war of this century, and I'm not going to fire a single shot.
We're gonna blow up 8 years of diplomacy.
Well, if you think that got their undies in a wad, you just wait.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wants to rule the world.
All right. Well, there you have it, coming out on. Let's go ahead and get all the way rid of that, because who knows what's going to come up on Family Feud. You know, that they make like blooper things, and the closed caption thing has to do with the player on your phone, and there is some way to touch your screen and
Oops.
get that to where you turn it off. And so
Well,
you have to do it on your end and not mine. Let me see real quick, see if I can find something.
Megan said,
Well, you would have thought that would have had it in there.
Megan said, Cubs rule, Cards drool.
Okay.
Well, you closed it out completely.
Well, I'm On your screen, there are 3 little dots. Touch them.
Well, you got to do it. I think the 3 little dots are underneath of that little, I don't know.
And that was Bill. That hit the gear for settings, and it should say closed caption. Maybe see if it's down there somewhere. And actually, on our end, it's okay because she can watch up there, and there is no closed captioning. We just want to make sure that the people that are watching tap on your screen, and the dots will come up.
Here. Evidently, I'm not doing it quick enough for you. Right there.
No, well, that didn't do it.
Well, keep sliding it up, and that's yesterday's, or the test one you did.
Eric Everett says you need an IT person, not just Amy.
Well, yeah, Amy definitely would not be that.
Comments have to be minimized. Meg will be your IT person.
I love her.
Just keep talking her through it, Megan. And this time I will do the talking while she plays with her phone. And let's see. Eric is available for IT. Well, let's talk sermon recap, since how we're moving right along on our time and we aren't getting much accomplished. So if you're just getting here, you've really missed nothing.
You've missed nothing.
And so I'm going to go ahead. Amy will have heard this for the 3rd time, but the top 10 reasons God made Eve. And the first reason is God was worried that Adam would frequently become lost in the garden because he would not ask for directions. And Eve would need to tell him where to go, obviously.
We're good at telling him where to go.
That's right. Number 2, God knew that one day Adam would require someone to locate and hand him the remote. All guys have that problem. God knew Adam would never go out and buy himself a new fig leaf when he wore out and when his fig leaf wore out, and would therefore need Eve to buy one for him. Now, Sunday night, it kind of smacked me in the face.
He would get his in the clearance section.
That's where I'd find mine.
Absolutely.
In the clearance section. But I pointed out that when God made Eve, they weren't wearing fig leaves just yet. So theologically, that one was a little bit off, but it's still kind of funny.
It's made to be funny, not torn apart and
not dissected theologically.
Absolutely.
Well, I just, there's probably always somebody out there pre-used fig leaves for me. And
exactly.
Tanya, clearance rack is the best. There you go. So there. Number 4, God knew Adam would never be able to make a doctor, dentist, haircut appointment for himself. God knew Adam would never remember which night to put out the garbage on the curb.
Or had a German Shepherd to remind you when that is.
We swear that Ember knows
She does.
when it's Monday night.
Absolutely.
I can not say anything about garbage. She always knows if I start gathering the garbage.
Yep.
But she starts pacing frantically about 9 o'clock on Monday nights.
Look, without y'all help,
Well, good. Now, can you teach other people how to do that?
thank you, Maggie.
But Amber just knows when it's Monday night.
She does.
I'm not sure how that works.
It's got to be in her DNA. Oh, Monday night, it's time to go out and play in the driveway.
Yeah, that's why she
Because
wants
she
to go
just
out,
goes
because she gets
crazy.
to run and
Absolutely.
have fun. Number 6, God knew if the world was to be populated, men would never be able to handle the pain and discomfort of
That should be
childbirth.
number one.
Well, I don't know the matter of importance, because there's a couple of them. I don't know if number 10 is actually number 1, or I don't know exactly how that's going. But number 7, as the keeper of the garden, since he didn't have metal sheds or greenhouses, Adam would never remember where he left his tools. I'm curious as to why the memory thing has come up more than once. The remote and now tools.
Yep.
I guess they didn't have keys back in the day. And so let's keep going. Apparently, Adam needed someone to blame his troubles on when God caught him hiding in the garden. I think that that is scriptural. The theology's right there, because Adam did blame Eve for doing that. Meg. There you go. That's kind of funny, Megan. I'll give you that one.
I love her.
Number 9, as the Bible says, it is not good for man to be alone. And number 10, when God finished the creation of Adam, he stepped back, scratched his head, and said, I can do much better than that.
Amen.
Mhm.
And he's going to go burn that list so he never has to read it again.
It'll go in my
Poor
file.
baby.
It'll go in my file.
File 13.
Yep.
I know,
No,
I'll
I've
figure.
got a file of my sermons. Sermon was watching and waiting, and the text was the parable of the 10 virgins, Matthew 25, 1 through 13. I won't read all of the scripture. I'll just read, let's just say the first 5 verses. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The foolish ones took their lamps, but did not take any oil with them. The wise ones, however, took oil in jars along with their lamps. The bridegroom was a long time in coming, and they all became drowsy and fell asleep. So the 10 virgins, we find out that half were wise, half were not so wise or foolish. And I have a story that is good that fits this whole context of what we're talking about. There once was a lighthouse keeper named Samuel, stationed on rugged coastline known for its treacherous waters. His job was simple yet crucial: to keep the light burning bright, guiding ships safely to shore. Day and night, Samuel watched and waited, tending to the light with great care. One stormy night, as the waves crashed against the rocks and the wind howled, Samuel noticed a faint, distant light. He knew it meant a ship was in trouble. Without hesitation, he sprang into action, adjusting the light and sounding the alarm to alert the nearby town. Because Samuel was vigilant, the ship saw the lighthouse beam and was able to navigate safely away from danger. In our Christian walk, we are called to be like Samuel, watchful and ready. Whether we are waiting for the return of Christ, for answers to prayers, or for God's direction in our lives, we must keep our lamps burning and our hearts attentive. Just as Samuel's diligence saved lives, our faithful watching and waiting can have a profound impact on those around us. You know, it's not our job in life to save other people, but it is our job in life to be a light for others, to be that lighthouse that's in this picture. And so we are to be waiting and watching. I mentioned in both services Sunday that our first responsibility is our relationship with Christ. We can't help other people. We can't be the light that shines for Jesus if our relationship isn't there. If there is no relationship, or if our relationship isn't in a right place. So your first focus has to be on yourself. That's not a selfish thing. That is getting things done in the way that it's supposed to be.
In proper order.
Yeah. Priorities.
Absolutely.
Priorities. Our first priority is our relationship to God. And that, no matter where your priorities are below that, I mean, that's kind of a personal thing on where your priorities are below that. But number one should always be your relationship with the Lord. Samuel's consistent vigilance and readiness were tested during that stormy night, but his patience and commitment endured the light, and the lighthouse was a beacon of hope. The bridegroom in the scriptures that we read just a minute ago, the bridegroom waited and delayed.
Sorry, go ahead.
Waited and delayed his coming to see how the virgins would respond. Would they be ready when he got there, or would they be foolish and not be ready? So fluffy stuff.
Yeah, pink fluffy stuff. It was a stuff that my mom used to make, and Megan loved it.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I know. I bet you I know what that is.
I don't know, but Megan loved it.
So not only do we have to be waiting and watching, but we have to be prepared. So in our Christian walk, we prepare ourselves by giving our life to the Lord and persevering until the very end while we are waiting and watching for the return of Jesus. And that is what has to take place. There are consequences of unpreparedness. Just like the ship that we were talking about, had Samuel not been prepared, if the light happened to have burned out that night, it may have shined brightly for weeks and months and even years before, but had it burned out that night, it would have been useless. The virgins that had no oil when the bridegroom came, their lamp was useless. And so that is that is basically the parable of the 10 virgins, along with the top 10 reasons on why God created Eve. And there you have it, the recap of the sermon. And so, did you not see? I bet you didn't see Bert over here. You saw it over here,
yes.
And you're catching on.
Well, good. I figured since I didn't see her on my phone and I saw her here, she must be watching somewhere else.
Well, what do we want to talk about? Let's talk about.
I don't know, Megan. I think that's there.
You know, only you can see that, Megan.
Why?
Oh, you turn.
Maybe it's
Oh.
because I hit that And I don't know why.
I bet.
Is it fixed?
Oh, I know what the deal is. Let's. Oh, now you're a crazy lady.
I'm computer stupid. I can't tell the internet from a hairnet. So
It's going away right now.
she didn't want it to go away.
She wanted it to stay
Well,
there.
yeah, why did you?
Well, it was there.
It went away because of him.
It-
Not because of me. I'm not the crazy lady. He just deleted it.
She didn't want. She wanted to know why it was there.
No, she didn't. She wanted to know why it wasn't there.
But it was there. Here, watch what I'm doing here, and you push show, and then the comment comes up there,
Okay,
and
but
you push hot. She didn't want it up there. Yeah, she was questioning why it was there.
I don't know.
We need priority 2 in bold. There, see, you can share the comments with other people if that's what you so choose.
I have no idea. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, no,
I'm done. I don't have a clue.
you're doing well.
I'm
no,
not doing
no
it.
being what Megan called you there.
What did she call me?
She's dying laughing at whether or not
You keep laughing, lady. Yeah, keep laughing.
you see, we can share with everybody that Dean said 82nd. See,
I
it says
see
right
that.
there. Dean Howard said 82nd. We'll just get that right off of our screen. So I have another short video. It's only 14 seconds, so we'll probably have to play it 2 or 3 times to make sure everybody hears it. It's titled Kamala Woke. And
You really don't want to listen to it 2 or 3 times.
well, that
Once was too much.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah. You know, we have to stay woke. Like everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah. You know,
two's enough.
Replace woke with stupid.
Well, here's
I mean,
the deal.
good grief.
Think about
Dean said, please stop.
think about her being our president. And I know that that's a scary thought. Her being our
Tanya
president.
said it makes their ears bleed. Have you heard
But-
that today is today and tomorrow is today and
Be,
the next day is going to be still today? And
can you picture her at like the G7 summit? 7 world leaders all together. And that is what would be there for us. I mean, it's quite possible that she makes Joe Biden look intelligent.
the lead hyena?
There's Danny Kennedy. Hey, Danny.
Kennedy.
And I saw a post, one of the social medias, that said that 14-second post there is exactly why she should not be president of the United States. Here, let's go ahead and put Dean's comment up there.
Wow.
Dean says, I like the 101st a lot more than that. That's saying a lot for Dean.
Wow.
Oh my, there you go. Yeah, well,
Well, you know what, Megan, if she's trying to relate to young kids, I feel sorry for young kids because she's making them look stupid because young kids are a whole lot smarter than that.
yeah,
A whole lot smarter than that.
I
I don't
certainly
see a
hope
whole
so.
lot of young kids that are that dumb. She just is, boy, oh boy.
Well, not only all of that, she is pandering to the pro-Hamas crowd, and you can't pander to the pro-Hamas crowd and be supporters of Israel. It just
No,
you
that doesn't work at all.
you can't even split.
Oh,
You can't have one foot on one side of the border and one foot on the other side of the border. You're either pro-Israel or you're pro-Hamas. You can't be both. And so she's pandering to the pro-Hamas crowd, and she proved everything that we need to know about her relationship with Israel when she wouldn't come to the speech that Netanyahu gave at the joint session of Congress. Her and Tlaib, I think it was, holding up her sign, like one of those fan signs, and it was very derogatory. I can't even remember what the fan sign said, but maybe Macbeth will remember that. She's usually good at coming up with the answers for me on those things. But it was very negative Netanyahu, which was extremely poor taste. But what would you expect from a member of the squad?
well, absolutely.
Well, and the rest of the squad boycotted. The only reason she came was to show her little protest fan, and the rest of them boycotted. So that was that.
Danny Kennedy, are you still with us? Like I'm expecting him to go, yeah.
Danny! Oh, it doesn't matter how hard you yell.
I was just going to tell him if he's still with us. Sunday at church, we had a mom that was extremely thankful because her kids were going through, was it
Ripley County Fair, I think.
Ripley?
I think that's what they said.
And the kids were walking and heard you guys play, and they stopped and they started saying, "We know who they are. We know those guys. We know those guys." And it made her feel so good because her kids had been in church and seen you guys and that they knew who you were. And that touched her heart that her kids knew who you guys were. And Ed asked how many people had heard you guys play, the Fishers of Men play somewhere besides Old Union. And I think everybody in the church had their hand up.
Just about. Just about.
So that was a good testimony for you guys that these young kids, and I mean the oldest is probably, I think he turned 15 today.
I think so. I sent him a happy birthday
I did
text.
too. Oh, I didn't text him because I don't have his phone number, but I sent it to on Facebook through his mom.
Mm-hmm.
But these kids are all excited. We know who they are, and that was exciting. It was.
I don't know if they came up and talked to you at all. I don't know if she said that or not.
I don't remember.
They knew you, and
Yeah.
they were like, "We know them."
Yeah. So you guys have your own little group of
little
groupies.
little fan club.
Yeah.
Well, it might be a
groupies.
big fan club, but that was a little fan club there, and that led into another testimony. The same lady and her sister. Well, and Bill and Tanya will understand this because they were there too. Amber and Lily went to the Brandon Lake Phil Wickham concert.
Yeah.
And since we've been at Old Union, they've been to a few concerts. I don't know if they've been to any other Christian concerts, but I know that they've seen Taylor Swift since we've been there. And they made mention of another person who apparently was very popular, and he's so popular that I cannot even think of his name.
Oh,
But you know, you could tell
well,
that
that's awesome.
they thought he was really popular, and they said that they enjoyed the Brandon Lake Phil Wickham concert more than they did Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
and that is amazing.
Well, I think actually that was the first Christian concert they'd ever been to.
It may have been and I mean, they were almost speechless
Oh,
that
yeah.
it was so good.
Yeah, they were all pumped up and they videoed it. And she's like, look, the stage is across. And they were all excited about that.
Yeah,
And, yeah, they were real excited. Bill and Tanya said it was an amazing show. And I remember seeing the videos that Bill and Tanya posted. And I was so mad because it looked amazing. It looked like an amazing concert. And it couldn't have been anything but an amazing concert.
Yeah, Trevor just said they're doing amazing teamwork. What they told us, and Bill and Tanya can correct us if we don't have the story exactly right, is that they stayed on stage together. And if it was a Brandon song, Phil sang backup. And if it was a Phil song, Brandon sang backup. Both of those are on my bucket list of concerts, and I could have knocked out two with one shot, but it didn't work out that way. So I wish it would have.
Yeah. Yeah. It looked like it was an amazing show.
But still, it just boggles my mind that somebody that was so excited when they saw Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
and you read all about these Swifties and people just going bonkers, and
You
And-
couldn't pay me to go see her.
but they have the big deal about her boyfriend being the guy on the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce, or there's two Kelce. One played for the Eagles, the other one played for the Chiefs. Whichever one it is that plays for the Chiefs. Go ahead.
That's what they had said. They told us the same thing, that was the largest Christian concert in the KFC Yum. Why would you call that a place that? KFC Yum Center. 13,000 people. And they did both do backup for each other. But can you imagine 13,000 people in that stadium, and they were all praising the Lord?
Well, I made
a
mention.
stage that was a cross, and man, it would give me goosebumps.
I made mention Sunday that when we went to see Mercy Me with your daughter Hannah,
Yeah.
and when they sang "I Can Only Imagine," it sounded like an angelic choir.
Yeah.
I mean,
Amazing.
they could have quit playing. Well, we would have needed the music to stay on, and I think, what's his name? Bart. I think
Yeah.
Bart actually did quit singing at one point, or
Yep, and
towards
let
the end,
the-
and let it
and
keep
let
going.
Yeah.
And just kept singing.
Dean
And-
said he remembers the last concert you went to. He said, we remember the last concert you went to, Ed.
It was the Newsboys.
Well, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember it well.
I didn't get to go, but I remember you going.
Yeah, you remember to be thankful to Tanya.
Yeah.
Or Sonia, not Tanya.
It was Sonia.
I meant Sonia. I knew.
Sonia hurdled bleachers backwards.
She saved my life.
Yeah, sure did. Well, she saved that woman's life.
Well, we kind of got off track there, and that's okay because it's talking about wonderful things. And the other thing about the the ladies at church, they're already making plans with their kids to go to Maverick City
Oh, yeah, that's
in the
right.
fall.
Yeah.
And I think the way she was telling it, that they think that the kids would have totally enjoyed the one that they went to, and that they'll even enjoy even more because it'll be songs that they may recognize more than
Right,
what
then,
that
yeah.
they would have that day. And by the way, she shared with me Brandon Lake's new song that he sang there, and I cannot think of it. Maybe Bill and Tanya can help me with that. He's got a new song coming out, and I don't know. There was a long story that went with it, but they played the song for me, and it was real. It is going to be really good. So
I've heard it.
imagine Brandon Lake putting out another amazing song.
Well, he just continues, and I'm telling you what, that man is anointed. He is anointed.
And he will sing with anybody.
Anybody, any style, and nail it. I mean, he is amazing.
He's got a That's Who I Praise. That is the name of it. That's Who I Praise. And it is amazing.
Oh, it is, because I've heard it.
Yes, she played it. I mean, the lyrics, it has biblical scripture in scripture that you will recognize, not some that you had to go like this and find in the Bible. I mean, he talks about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
My shack, your shack, and a bungalow.
Yeah. Gary's not here.
Megan, that's what Grandpa Coon used to call it. That's how he could remember that.
Trevor says it's already all over social media.
Oh, I bet.
And it may turn out to be one of his biggest ever.
Oh, yeah. Danny said you got to have an anointing in order to do it the way, yeah, God requires. Absolutely.
So,
Oh, there, Bill and Tanya said it too.
It was just so encouraging to me as a pastor, and you worry about spiritual growth and things like that. To me, it said everything that I wanted to hear when they said, we thought that concert was better than Taylor Swift. I mean, that just gave me cold chills saying it again.
Well,
And it's kind of like dealing with your kids. You know, I didn't give them the tickets, so it wasn't something that I caused to happen.
right.
It's just they came back and shared the right thing with the Do the Right Thing preacher. I wish we could play the song.
Oh, they would shut us down in a quick fashion.
Well, probably.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. There was something involved in the song as well, where people sent in like home videos that apparently they played some on the screen while they were singing, and they had sent in a home video, and apparently Brandon Lake told them that
Who had sent it in?
the two ladies, and I think their kids,
Oh,
one of their kids, but Brandon Lake told them if they didn't see their home video that they were using different ones on all the different legs of the concert. So they may be famous somewhere and not even know it, because they won't get to see it. And nobody will probably know who they are at that concert. I'm thinking,
I'm not thinking they're going to know who they are.
yeah, I'm thinking if they're like in Denver, Colorado, they're not going to say, hey, look, it's Amber and her kids.
No, I'm not thinking they will.
I like when our discussion changes direction and happy things happen, and we're not talking about the hyena or or anything like that.
Well, she just, I agree with whoever said that they make her voice just makes your ears bleed.
I think Tanya said that.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because she just does. She just, nothing intelligent
Well,
comes out her pie hole.
today is day 16 since she has been, knighted with the coronation of the Democrats.
And have you heard anything intelligent?
No, well, day 16, and she hasn't taken any press questions.
Well, imagine that. Is she hiding in her basement too?
Well, no, she's out in public, but she's out making fun of the other people. She's out making, well, never mind. Let's go back to the other. Trevor says there's a whole trend that people are doing with the song on the app, and the song actually got popular TikTok first, and then fans demanded that he release it. And she said that it wasn't supposed to be released yet, and so many people that got introduced to it early before it was ever released, that so many people demanded it that he went ahead and released it early.
Wow. I can see that.
And some of those, the way that they knew about that home video thing was on one of the social medias, and it seemed like she said Instagram, but I could be wrong, that he actually sent a link to those people with the song and made them promise not to share it because it wasn't released yet.
Well, I saw the song on TikTok, and it was great. It was great.
And that's so cool that he is in tune with his fans. Yeah, I've told you before that I had to ask forgiveness.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll say this right in here. I've been tempted to send something to him to tell him, and I'm afraid that he might take it the wrong way. But when the very first time I seen Brandon Lake, and then several times later, I didn't like his hair. I didn't like his tattoos. He just didn't seem, I don't want nothing to do with that. And as a preacher, I say, don't judge people because of their appearance and their looks and their tattoos and their long hair. And here I am judging Brandon Lake.
And I came through the house one day, and I'm listening to had YouTube on, and I'm like, I hear this song. It's going to get loud. And I'm like, Ed, you got to hear this song. And he's like, who's it by? And I told him, and he's like, no, I don't want to hear that. I don't like that guy. And I'm like, no, you got to hear this song. You really got to hear this song. And he's like, all right. And that became his favorite song. And from then on out, he became a Brandon Lake fan.
And I asked God for forgiveness. I really did. Because, God played that. It might get loud for her to hear and her to nudge me because I needed to be checked. And
it was going to get loud, and it got loud in the Boston house multiple times because we play that song and it gets really loud when we do, doesn't it?
Most of the time we turn it up as loud as our
it'll go.
TV will go.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll leave it, like maybe if the dogs are in bed or something like that.
Yeah, that's one of our favorites, and it's an older one.
And it's really not even just a Brandon Lake song. It's whatever the church is that calls Elevation Worship,
yeah.
maybe. And so
it's so good.
And it's one of those, when you think of the 13,000 that was in Louisville, I can't say the KFC Yum thing either and not do what you
Don't.
just did. But those 13,000 in the place, that's as packed as it gets for there.
Right.
And so I think about other times that, the Mercy Me, I was at one years and years ago where there was 40,000, mostly young people. I was younger then too. Quite a bit younger. People weren't calling me old then, except for ones that just call anybody that's older than old. But watching thousands of young people, or thousands of people in general,
Yeah.
singing to the Lord in unison. As I said, Mercy Me, it was like an angelic choir singing, and nobody cared if the person next to him could sing or not.
No.
Oh, Bill and Tanya said it holds 17.5. So it still a lot of people.
There's a lot of people though praising the Lord. A lot of people.
And then you read things about mass baptisms going on, and Greg Laurie's group baptized another 2,000 this year and baptized 4,000 last year at the place where the Jesus Revolution was filmed. And you read one where there was 6,000 baptized. And
well, I saw a news release today about, it was a college campus, and they had a prayer thing, and at the end of it, it was like a huge Bible study, outside Bible study or something. And at the end of it, one guy had texted one of the leaders of this and said that he needed to be baptized. He hadn't been baptized and he wanted to be. And so they didn't have any place right there to do it. They didn't have any water or anything. And so the guy's like, give me a few minutes and let me see what I can come up with. Well, there was like a pond a couple of blocks away. And before that evening was done, they had baptized like 270 people.
in that pond?
In that pond.
That
They had no idea.
Wasn't prearranged.
No. He said it was completely off the cuff. I think I sent you that in Messenger, maybe. I don't remember, but they said they had no expectations, didn't expect that 1 second. And the next thing I know, they're looking for some place to go baptize this guy, and they walked down the street and found this pond and baptized like 270 people from that.
Oh, man.
He said it was just amazing.
That is, you can't hear a better story than that. Things aren't any better than people giving their lives and being immersed in baptism.
Yep.
And having it done spontaneous. That's like the Ethiopian eunuch. That wanted to be baptized as he was riding down the road. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, like the ultimate.
Man, I could. Ooh, man, that is good. That is good. And see, that goes in with the watching and waiting. You got to be prepared, be baptized. You got to watch. Jesus is coming soon. You got to wait because you can't get there any sooner. But you got to be ready. And oh man,
We got to hold him down. He's about ready to preach.
yeah, I'm about ready to, and it's already past 8 o'clock. It's already 5 after 8. And guess what? I didn't get that story done. Bing, it's gone. I didn't get that story done. Bing, it's gone. Almost. Now it's gone. Oh, didn't get that one done. It's gone. That one says Nancy Pelosi. Okay. No, I've got to say this. I got to say this. I won't talk about the story, but Nancy Pelosi thinks that they should add Joe Biden to Mount Rushmore. And I would just click off of that and go. I just had to make sure you had heard that. That one is gone. Ka-ching. That one is gone. Ka-ching. And since this one includes a prayer request, I'm going to go ahead with that. A man that plays for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Freddie Freeman, his son came down with an illness
Bill
a
and Tanya
couple of
said
weeks
she was
ago.
drunk.
Has she been tipping to into the old man's drink? His 3-year-old son, and can you pronounce that? You probably heard of it.
Guillain-Barré syndrome.
And do you know what that is?
Yes.
It's a nerve thing, right?
It is. Well, there was a doctor here in town that had given like flu shots to his family, and he took the last dose out of the vial of the serum and give himself the last shot, and he contracted Guillain-Barré syndrome from that last dose of serum. And it shuts down your nervous system. It deteriorates your muscles. It can be a deadly disease. But he came back from it, and it took months and months and months of rehab and a lot of work and a lot of he was in the hospital for a long time. It was really hard for him to come back from it, but he did. You can.
This little boy, 3 years old, and he got to the point where he was fully paralyzed in a very short period of time, but he is now home, and his dad just went back.
Megan said her friend's dad just passed away from that disease, and you can.
And so Freddie Freeman, probably it was yesterday, went back to play ball. He missed almost like 2 weeks of games, and he's an all-star. He's a superstar.
Right.
And speaking of priorities, baseball can wait.
Yep.
I'm going home to be with my son. And
yeah, it can take your life, and you can survive from it, but it takes a lot of work to survive from it.
Well, here's some lyrics to the Brandon Lake song. Let's just go back and just keep things going. It says, I want to dance like David. I want faith like Paul. I want to sing like Silas, tearing down those prison walls. I want to face that fire. It won't burn me, though. God's got my back. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. I want to walk like Moses right through the waves. One day I'll see the promised land, no longer slaves. Though the fear is talking, no, it can't take out my faith. And then the chorus is, I'm going to praise, I'm going to praise. I praise the mountain moving, body raising, breaker of change. Going to praise, I'm going to praise. I praise the heaven seated, undefeated, highest of names. That's who I praise. Hey, that's who I praise. That's who I praise. And then the second verse says, I want to gift like Mary. I want to break my vase. I want to sleep like Daniel, even in a lion's cave. I'm going to get that promise just like Jericho. Yeah, I know what'll make it fall. And then it sings the chorus again. And almost every single line is a different story. You know, David, Paul, Silas, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, Moses, you know, just story after story after story.
Absolutely.
Mary, the walls of Jericho, Daniel in the lion's den.
It's a really, really good song.
And I hope it just, well, it's already blowing things away.
Absolutely.
It's already blowing things away.
In a true Brandon Lake way.
Let's see. Where is the prayer list? It's not there.
He was nominated for 16 K-Love Awards. Wow.
I think he said that at the concert because she said something about that. It was a record number of nominations. Let's pray for the church, our country, and our elected officials. Also for the election and for godly people to be the winners in the elections. Allison, my Aunt Pat and Chuck, Bobby Howell. I didn't update, but a couple of weeks back when we had men's group at Come As You Are Ministries, Joe was there and told us that Bobby is doing well. She still has a ways to go and asked that we kept praying for her, but she's making very good progress. Bobby McNicholas, Bobby Quick, Bud Herndon, Casey Pearson, Sharice, Cindy Crace, Claudine Gillis, the COVID issue, Denise, Donna Brady and family, Dora Collier, Gary Combs, Jane, Jay and Jay Darnell, Jeremy, Jonathan, Judy, Kelsey, Lee, your mom Linda, Loretta Stanley, Marvin Wright, Mary Bailey and family, Mary Jo Boston, Mary Work, Mason, Melissa White, Michelle, Pam Dickens, Praying Boy Preston, all of our pastors and Christian leaders around the world, Patty, the Persecuted Church, Rob Gaskell, Shay Michaelonis, our law enforcement leaders, the Thin Blue Line, got lost there. I hit the wrong button. Thin Blue Line, all of our first responders, the military, all of those that protect and serve, Susan Harden, Teresa Winters, Tiffany, Tony, Tyler, Unspoken with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Victor Jr., Victor Marks, Villas Wesleyan. I seen that they listed Nadine Eckert. She actually is admitted to the hospital now.
She got released today.
She got admitted and released. Maybe she got admitted yesterday and released today. She was admitted for a certain period of time to further her tests.
Right. I think she got released today. But in the post, they said that she has a hole in her heart.
Yes.
And
so do you.
I commented to them on that post that I have also got a PFO, and that I kind of can relate to her, so that if she had any questions, and they think that that's what caused hers, but they don't think that's what caused mine, but they haven't come up with any reasons why. But I did tell her that, I'm by no means an expert, but I could share experiences with her. And if she wanted to talk, or if she wanted any kind of support at all, I would definitely be here and in support for her. So Bill and Tanya said she was released today. So
I know that Roberta had given me several updates on people. Donna Johnson has had a death in the family, and another person that had a stroke. Jane is not doing the greatest, and Reggie's feeling better. And I got your name right, Reg.
Yep. There's another miracle.
Yeah. Somebody laid hands on me.
That's right.
Let's go ahead and pray. Father, I thank you for this day that you've given us, and I thank you for the blessings that we have in this life. Thank you, Father, for all the love that you have for us, and I just thank you for the good news that we share. I pray that you help us with current events that we share, that it would be something that you would have us to bring out, and not just to always be picking at things, but to share the right things and to do the right thing. And Father, I lift up each person that's on our list. I lift up the new ones, the ones that have been there since almost the beginning. Father, I lift up our ministry to you, and I pray that you would guide us and direct us on the things that you would have us to do, and to show us things that we don't need to do. So I ask, Father, that you would bless each person that has been here tonight, that will listen to this in the future. And Father, help us all to spend our life doing the right thing. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, well, I have something to share here. It's a very, very, very short TikTok of Brandon Lake. And I gotta do this correctly. Share the screen. It's only 14 or 15 seconds, so we may again have to play it twice.
Oh, that'd be terrible if it's Brandon Lakes.
Well, and I got the wrong Brandon Lake. I got what I just read to you and not the song. Here we go. Let's do that again. That's cool. All right, folks. Well, let me get that off of there and let me get it back to full screen. We love all of you. Thank you for being with us. Great job in chat tonight, folks. You had a lot of good information and good things to share. I'll be back on Thursday, Lord willing. Amy starts back to work on her 2 to midnight shifts, Wednesday through Saturday. So until Thursday, go out and do
the right thing.
And I forgot to say it with you again. I'm so used to me saying go out and do and you saying the right thing. So let's do it again and maybe I'll get it right. Until we see you on Thursday, go out and do the right thing. Got it.
You didn't do this.
I did. Maybe I did it too fast. We'll practice.
He'll never get it right.
We'll practice. Love you all.
Love you guys.